اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولن تستطيعوا أن تعدلوا بين النساء ولو حرصتم فلا تميلوا كل الميل فتذروها كالمعلقة وإن تصلحوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان غفورا رحيما وإن يتفرقا يغن الله كلا من سعته وكان الله واسعا حكيما ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله وإن تكفروا فإن لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكان الله غنيا حميدا ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وكفى بالله وكيلا إن يشأ يذهبكم أيها الناس ويأتي بآخرين وكان الله على ذلك قديرا من كان يريد ثواب الدنيا فعند الله ثواب الدنيا والآخرة وكان الله سميعا بصيرا صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So continuing from yesterday, there's these three ayat, that 128, 129, 130. They give some rulings about married life. First that we read yesterday was that if there is lack of attraction between spouses and that is beyond each other's control, then the recommendation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that they do a kind of sulh or compromise with each other, and one of them gives up their due rights of Sharia and still stay in nikah of each other. Of course, that's not the preferred way, but it's preferred over divorce. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the ayah had recommended that if you do good, which is that you do ihsan, that you do not go to that either and just live like without any agreements and take care of each other, then that is the best thing, and that contains a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, carries a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you cannot understand. وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتُمْ. This refers to another condition that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that even if you try, no matter how much you want to, you cannot maintain a perfect justice between your wives. So this refers to, in the third ayah of Surah Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given a clear and stern warning to those who do not maintain equality between wives. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is further clarifying, giving further detail that perfect equality, perfect justice is something that you cannot do even no matter how hard you try. Why? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha has narrated that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tried really hard and was very particular about maintaining equality between his wives, but then he would make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, I maintain justice. This is something that I have control over. So the things that one has control over are how much time they spend. So there should be equality. The standard of living that they maintain for their wives, there should be equality in that. The kind of stuff that they provide for them in terms of shelter and food. But then there is something called emotional attachment, which nobody has control over. The Prophet ﷺ himself said that I do not have control over mailan, or my inclination, internal emotional inclination. So this is what this ayah is referring, that even if you, no matter how hard you try, walau harastum, no matter how much you wish, you cannot maintain perfect justice. Fala tamilu kullal mail, so do not lean totally, kullal maili, totally towards one of them. Fatadharuha kal mu'allaqa, and leave the other one hanging. So this is another thing, that if somebody has multiple wives and they have natural emotional attachment to one over the other, higher attachment to one over the other, then Sharia does not permit that you even stop maintaining equality where you can, which is in terms of physical things. So do not tilt towards one of them fully and leave the other one hanging. And if someone does not have multiple wives, even then it is not allowed that they stop providing for their wife, which is the basic. Attraction is something that even if somebody has single wife, attraction is something that may not be there. Still, as long as they are in nikah of each other, a man has to provide for their wife shelter, food, and her right of spending the night with her. Now, if there is no attraction, then we can go back to the first ayah that we read yesterday, that they could make a pact where the husband wants to marry elsewhere maybe, and they make a pact that they will still stay in nikah, but the wife wants to give up some of her rights just so that she could stay in nikah. The third thing, وَإِن تُصْلِحُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Again, at the end of this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is again saying, if you act righteously and fear Allah, then Allah is the most forgiving and the most merciful, very merciful. وَإِن يَتَفَرَّقَا يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ. If all else fails, وَإِن يَتَفَرَّقَا, and if they separate, if they basically go through divorce, يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ, after having tried everything, and they finally say that yes, that is not going to work for us, that we cannot make a pact, we cannot do sulh, and just this does not work out, then even if they separate out after having tried these things, then they should do it with goodness at heart, and there should not be any arguments and fights, but they should do it. And يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His capacity will make each of them need free of the other. So when divorce actually happens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to find way for each of them when they go their own way. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of both of them. And this happens, if you think about it, for the most part, before marriage, most of us did not even know the name or we had not met our spouses. But then what happened? We were joined in marriage, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created such love and such attraction between us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid, but if there comes a situation where there is simply no way of reconciliation and they each go their own way after divorce, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of both of them. Walillah, now the next three ayat repeat the same words more or less. Walillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. That to Allah belong all that is in the skies and in the earth. So basically total control and total knowledge of everything lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first time it says, وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ أَنِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَإِن تَكْفُرُوا فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Second time, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَنِيًّا حَمِيدًا. So the first time it says the meaning is that it shows the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has everything, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had had advised the people of the book even before you that beware and fear Allah. Be very concerned about fearing Allah. So this is expression of authority, that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where are you going to go? وَإِن تَكْفُرُوا فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And if you choose to disobey, if you choose to turn your back, if you disbelieve, then know that everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَنِيًّا حَمِيدًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not care about you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is need free of you. All independent, ever praised. غَنِيًّا حَمِيدًا. وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. The third time it is said is, to Allah belongs what is in the skies and in the earth. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. Those who choose to obey and submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough a wakil for them, enough an attorney for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enough a caretaker of their affairs for them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has everything that is in the skies and the earth, and He has full authority. He does not care about the kuffar and the people that give in to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and bring faith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through all His might, through all His power, takes care of their needs. إِن يَشَأْ يُذْهِبْكُمْ أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ وَيَأْتِ بِآخَرِينَ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ قَدِيرًا. If He so wills, He can remove you people, O men, أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ وَيَأْتِ بِآخَرِينَ, and change you with others, bring others in your place. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ قَدِيرًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, along the lines, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is totally powerful over that. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has this authority, He is not dependent on you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't want to believe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can know it fully well, that if you choose to disobey, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has full capacity to make you go and replace you with others. مَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ ثَوَابَ الدُّنْيَا فَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. Whoever seeks the reward of thawab ad-dunya, the reward of this world, the good things in this world, فَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. So even if they want goodness in this world, they have to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. It's not only about akhirah, it's all about this world as well. That even in this dunya, the best of rewards and the best life lies in submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and giving into Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. مَنْ كَانَ يُرِيدُ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيَا فَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ ثَوَابُ الدُّنْيا وَالْآخِرَةِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a witness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all hearing and all seeing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the ones who are good slaves and worthy slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give in to the will and command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happily. الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذي أهلك وخاصتك صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.